I am from the land created when worlds collide, where knots meet silk, where waves crash to make curls bounce, where these worlds became one to be reduced by one, where dad was none and mom was supreme leader.
Beg a lady, you gon' hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that. I guess nobody ever told you all you must hold on to is you, is you, is you.
I am from curry coconut smells that fill 2-bedroom apartments occupied by 5, where men play dad for a few weeks at a time, but always end up dimensions away, where dirt yards were my playpen and the concrete my jungle gym, where the neighborhood was always filled with children who looked like me. My brothers, sisters, cousins, mothers, aunts, and uncles.
One day, all them bags gon' get in your way. I said one day, all them bags gon' get in your way.
I am from summertime barbecues with cornbread and ice pops, where tag, hopscotch, and double dutch were Olympic events, and I didn't have to go inside until the street lights came up. Corner store adventures were always in my future. I am from ragged buildings guarded by potholes, Social Security, and Section 8, where AZT, shattered windows, and violent acts of friendship helped my mother raise me.
I said one day, all them bags gon' get in your way. One day, all them bags gon' get in your way. So, pack life, pack life, whoa.
I am from new beginnings of progression and a chance at opportunity, where sneaky Saturdays led to sore subject Sundays of punishment, where new lovers and experiments would scare my mother to death.
One day, he gon' say, you're crowding my space. One day, he gon' say, you're crowding my space. I said one day, he gon' say, you're crowding my space.
I am from broken relationships that would leave Poncho grazing in the living room, laughing and crying, where sickness forces the burden of adulthood and silent sobs, where I'm sorry or I'm here for you just doesn't suffice.
Bag lady, you gon' hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that. I guess nobody ever told you all you must hold on to is you, is you, is you.
I am from introductions of compassion and pain, where strength and triumph bring me to conquer my burdens, where mountains don't need to be climbed, just admired, where the breeze is always the right temperature and tickles my sense with the smell of fresh cotton.
One day, all them bags gon' get in your way. One day, all them bags gon' get in your way. I said one day, all them bags gon' get in your way. So, pack life, pack life, oh yeah, yeah.
I am from drops of ecstasy and free moving feet, where the music always has a dance rhythm and the food the perfect amount of spice, where my curls always fall with courage and form from the root to tip, where I never have to think twice because the chicken was cooked just right, the rice has the ideal bean ratio, and it always seems to taste just like my mother's.
So, pack life, pack life, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
This brown skin can be such a sin, forcing me to look nothing like my kin. Wearing my father's nose with sharper edges, my mother's eyes but of a deep brown hue, never to fit in one box. Hair so voluminous with beads that clack, teased by voices so venomous it took me so long just to love her back. This brown skin connects me while it also casts doubts. Oh, you're Spanish? Not exactly. Lead me to the water and I'll show you I too am a brown-skinned girl. Life map in the form of a freckled face, how unique. Never to fit into one box. History connects me through trauma while my ancestors dance on stolen land. African rhythm meets Taino dialect and a Creole is born. Sac passe, na bole, a community laced in love triangles. Como se va, ja ve bien. Side eyes from every corner. Possibilities of power got us all fighting each other instead of our common enemy. I'm just looking for someone who feels like me. Never to fit in one box. Dragged overseas for new beginnings, never knowing what the future holds. Brown-skinned kin living to lead another day. These are my links between an unfamiliar father and an ignorant mother, both of which hate one another. This skin started out as a lie that soon became my sore thumb. 1 of 2 out of 100 isn't quite a fair ratio, especially when my brother helps me create that army of 2. My brother is afraid of the curry goat on his plate, while my mother fears we're oblivious to the struggles that come next, and how we will never truly understand. My neighbors are mixed and muddled just like us, braids and curls and black and brown swirls, the African diaspora behind every door, but opportunity comes coupled with whiteness. Opportunity is always around the corner for us. That must be your white side, 'cause we don't talk like that. My school of choice confused at the texture of my hair, full of struggle and emotions, musically accented by wooden beads. I'm puzzled why it isn't golden or swaying in the wind. What's wrong with us over here? Living stacked up on top of each other, running amongst the potholes? We need to pack up and go to where there are towns, where the grass really is greener and grows to hug 2-parent households that cook perfectly browned pancakes on nonstick pans. Never to fit in one box. Instead of cursing my creators, I bottle and keep these thoughts inside, and about them I've lied, because there's nothing new about tears cried. Convinced the kids are right about my adoption, how does someone so fair create a mixture worth stares, fuzzy hair, and eyes so dark? Never to fit into one box.
Smooth butter, cocoa lips, eyes dark as night, providing lasting light, 'cause hope grows faster than fear can demolish it. Now that's black girl magic. Smooth, endless skin with minds fast as wind, whirl while rockin' style that is untouchable. Now that's black girl magic. Smiling through the tears, tearing through all the years, wearing pain like the pearls they never receive as gifts. Reading books that they were never taught to lift. Now that's black girl magic. Correcting the mispronunciations, never getting stuck on the fixations of ways we are able to provide love but receive none in return. Now that's black girl magic. Sharing myself with crowds that never cared, will never attempt to nurture and forget me when I'm gone. Now that's black girl magic.
Oh, black boy, why do you frown? Look at your curls spiral from this crown. Do you know where your roots begin? Sweet black boy, why do you sigh while the sun continues to shine? Do you know what this skin can do? Dear black boy, why do you hide? You could never be overlooked with pride so wide. Don't you know you're worth more than diamonds? Sweet black boy, why don't you cry? You're still too young to worry of time, although the fathers are working against you. But this path you make could take you anywhere. Don't listen to their lies. Black boy, you need to rise. I love and nurture and praise and build and cry and speak to you, sweet black boy. But are you as much of me as I am of you? Black boys die by the bullet, so black mothers must count by the moments to hold, to love, to cherish our dear black boys. Sometimes I forget to think forward instead of only backwards. Consciously concerned, I replay moments in my head. Stuck on past hellos and jokes that didn't land, my shadow's always watching my back, making sure not to leave a trace. Although these times I can't erase, I often wish they'd disappear. Imagine where I'd be if I had never fell, or who I could be if I got that pat on the back. Most times I feel scattered, and that the chaos will cease if I could just make a plan. Divinity be looking good, but a soul goes far with some purpose and intention. These preconceived notions got me twisted, but maybe I'm overreacting. I'm trying to get comfortable enough to stop pushing myself forward and finally create a sense of calm. Park the car and get out to catch a sunset. Slow my thinking and settle for a daybreak. Simple, just enough, merely perfect. No fighting, no battling, no rushing or wishing for another day, time, or place. My brain is eager to keep moving, so I don't think the come down will be anytime soon. Fighting these high waters, exhausting myself until I learn to move slow through the floods and make moves only when the tide is low. I'll tread slow, as not to wind up with my head underwater.
Hey, hello. How are you? I'm well, thanks for asking. I'm kind of in a rush, but not sure for what. But I am rushing to get there. You should come too. I've got so many places to go, to see, to experience. So much to learn, to do, to grow from. And I, personally speaking, I've got to get there now. I was always told to reach for the stars and never sell myself short. And honestly, lately, I've been feeling short. So now, I'm reaching and preaching and wishing and hoping and taking and giving and pushing and shoving, even though I've yet to see the results. Do you know the best path to get there? Or maybe you could give me some direction. Because me, myself, I am lost. And I think I've been lost for a while. But who really knows? What is lost anyways? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I can't carry everything. But I like the idea of you next to me with all the time you bring. Singing songs helps me remember things, but I'm still not sure where I'm rushing to. But wherever I am going, I know I'm running late. Because although I stick to my schedule, I'm always behind, always last, always scraping from the bottom, always reaching and preaching and wishing and hoping and taking and giving and pushing and shoving. But if I get to where I'm headed, I'll be on the top, shining and signing my fate, and winning and grinning and gaining and sustaining and smiling for everyone to see. And not just a mask, a real smile, one that creases my cheeks because it runs so deep. But again, I need to get there. Maybe I'll stop for coffee and a bathroom break or two, pull over to snooze and take more time to booze, but eventually I will get there and I'll have nothing to lose. I'll take after dinner strolls and walk my dog slow, watch the waves crash and no longer finish last. I'll have so many paths to walk. With my legs strong to push me, I'll never get tired. It'll be great. Everyone will be my friend, and I will befriend everyone. My accomplishments will grow from the ground, and only the healthiest foods will fall from the sky. It'll rain lemonade, and I'll enjoy every day. But then again, I need to get there. So enough of my babble. I've got to get back to my path. Start up my engine and get those miles rolling, or I'll be stuck, reaching and preaching and wishing and hoping and taking and giving and pushing and shoving. People claim to know me, but can't see me transparently. Say they're evolving, but aren't willing to heal vulnerably. My mother never taught me to feel to the point I would bear it all. Never touched me caringly or would hug me when my cries would call. So yes, my guard is up, and I've been overfilled my cup, steady surrounded in cement, stuck, until my integrity crumbles like the sediment, washing away any proof like when the rain falls on the pavement. One time I had all cards in and I thought it was upkept. And even with all my eggs in the basket, decided it wasn't worth it and I took off and leapt. Which would have been fine, except I gave my heart, body, and mind, and now I can't seem to find the time to open up and allow someone to be mine. Disrespected to the point of no return, underestimated, and now my tone is a stagnant burn. Cold snarls my prison, but also my bars, although I just want someone to admire the stars that I built and created with my own chemistry, which connected with another could easily ease my misery, but I need to learn to sit through memories until they no longer kill me from inside of me. This self-inflicted pain doesn't hit nearly as hard as indictive folks that go as soon as they came. But change is on the horizon, which is unsettling because I need to guarantee control. But easy as the stars twinkle on a night stroll, I've been tantalized by big brown eyes and lips that never lie but tell me that I'm beautiful. And I know they mean internally because I can tell by the way they gaze and look at me, never stuck on the surface, but to see me all the way through to my core. And yes, I can be so complicated. Choose to hook this opportunity and bait it as merely nothing, but being a king you watered and nurtured until you were my everything. Flower petals blooming beautifully all spring. And now it seems I can't remember a time in our life when we weren't growing for one another.
This story is of a girl who thought that she could take on the world. But the first time she lost herself, and I mean really forgot how to hold herself, she was blind to the boulder that buried her shoulders and she was left behind. Hurt and disheveled, she tucked the torment away and put her true self on pause. Wasn't sure when we'd meet her again. Never thought the heart would again run her vessel. Lately, she seems to be the only thing inspiring me. If only she could see the ways that she blooms through me. It's funny, see, I have few fond memories of times we could depend on each other and she would hold me, to hear me, to see me, to water my flowers, to grow me. This relationship is the biggest storm I'm battling and my only hopes for sanity. She's struggling tough, can't seem to handle sobriety or the gaze of the high society. Feels as if it's heaving heavy and she just can't balance it. Can't seem to focus in and see the big picture. She's tunneling, searching for clarity. Doesn't care about tomorrow, but still can't miss it or the slight chance of a variety. Bluing up her veins because that high is 1 in a million. Perhaps I'll catch her next time. Remembering some of the good, I'll analyze our yesterdays. Where she was in her truest form on the bay. I now cry as she sails further away, wondering when I'll get over this loveless girl and ditch her, switch her in for a goddess, ready for companionship, well over the abandonment and no longer living in resentment. Hands finally free from the torment, so we can make eye contact and deliver what's meant. Give and forget, to take like I'll only live today. Can't live to regret, this life is short and in pain we'll pay. Stretch until uncomfortable, but still somehow we stay, until we snap back, to never again lay in the same ways. Pushing it, trying hard for a comeback, waiting for them to say, you've done it, baby girl. You're authentically living today, baby girl. You got the world at your fingertips, baby girl. The day we met in color, I knew it to be true as my chest hung heavily. Light pain pinched at my insides, but I only shrieked out giddily. Without words to describe it, not sure where I was going, I dragged it, and tumbling in the rumble behind me, I lost it. Poking at the dead flesh, I wished for resurrection, but with nothing but tangled, vicious lines attached to my lungs like vines, I choke on the words that are meant to be. Left it all behind, no apology. I'm strong enough today to know this girl is me, and I have more than a hunch that our hearts can learn to be, pumping with intention. I can tell in the way she looks at me, truthfully and sincerely, and I'm the fool wondering if this is eternity. Looking around every corner for a reason why we shouldn't plant this seed, to swim in this pool of self-love ecstasy. Clean up the chaos, put love before lust, and hold myself in spaces that I deserve to be. Fear is something I won't admit and will probably never explore until my time has quit. The clock is ticking and I need to realize that these times will skip. I see the strength and I hear the length that you put yourself through for me, and I promise with time I'll be able to give you those things. I'll warm up. And I've been trying for us, doing things I never dreamt about since you caught me in your cusp. Telling you it's lust because love shouldn't be this hard to trust. But I trust your words because they rise clean, and you always state exactly what you mean. And I have finally come to realize that the truest form of love exists between me and me. You give me